The Sheraton in Puerto Vallarta is still denying weddings to same-sex couples, but now they're just being more sneaky about it. So 5.5 years ago, I sat here and told a story about how the Sheraton in Puerto Vallarta denied me a wedding because I was part of a same-sex couple. They were just very open and honest about it, that they just would not host a wedding for a same-sex couple. That went viral. I got interviewed by all kinds of publications. It went nuts. Marriott, who owns Sheraton, called me the next day and apologized and said it's not what they believe in, but this Sheraton is independently owned, so they can't force it to do anything, and they hope that I would consider having my wedding at another Marriott property. That was it. I asked them what they were going to do about it. They said they were going to deal with it internally. I said I'd like to see some action, but that's all that I got. Spoiler alert, they didn't do anything, obviously. Because now here we are, over 5 years later, and another couple, Jeremy and Ryan, have come out with their story with the same Sheraton in Puerto Vallarta. But now, instead of that Sheraton just being open about how they don't allow same-sex weddings, they made it nearly impossible for them to even have one. So Jeremy and Ryan reached out to the Sheraton, asked for some dates, and the Sheraton came back to them and said, we wouldn't be able to accommodate you for like 2 years, and you'd have to put down a deposit of over $30,000. Like, who can do that? So they felt like something was fishy. They got a straight friend to inquire for the same dates. Lo and behold, the dates were available for the straight friend, and the deposit was like under $2,000, I think. And this couple were dealing with a different wedding planner, I believe, than the one that I was dealing with. So it's not even just one random homophobic person. At this Sheraton, in the most gay place in Mexico, it is clearly management that are deciding they do not want same-sex couples to get married at their resort. There is no way they happen to get 2 homophobic wedding planners in a row in Puerto Vallarta at the same resort. So management at the Sheraton in Puerto Vallarta does not like LGBTQ people. It's clear. So how can we, as an LGBTQ community and allies, possibly support a Sheraton moving forward? Back when this happened to me 5.5 years ago, DEI was sort of a standard thing that companies believed in. Now, the tides have turned, and we really need to pay attention to the companies that are supporting our community. Notice who is pulling out of Pride right now. Notice who is removing their DEI initiatives. Notice who is doing crap like this. Do not give them your money. Back when this happened to me, Marriott did basically nothing. Luckily, the Hilton came forward the day after Marriott's call and said, hey, we'd love to host you. We'll give you the free wedding of your dreams. Just bring all 40 of your paying guests here. It was the smartest PR move ever on Hilton's part and the dumbest ever on Marriott to not offer the same thing. Because if Marriott had said, here's another property, we'd love to host you and give you a free wedding, I would have brought all 40 of my paying guests to their property. They would have still made money, and the headlines would have been about that. Instead, the headlines were, Hilton saves the day. Hilton comes to the rescue of this gay couple. I just couldn't believe that Marriott didn't do anything, and it clearly has continued to not. And then you better believe that every TV interview I had, every radio interview, and more outlets were reaching out to me for statements. At every possible opportunity, I was mentioning Hilton. I was mentioning Air Canada Vacations because they offered us free flights. I was mentioning Vacaya because they offered us a free honeymoon. It's such a simple PR win. Marriott, do the right thing and make this right for this gay couple. Any other company that wants to show they actually support our community, do something for this couple, or just do something, period. Marriott's all about, no, we support the LGBTQ community. We believe in the LGBTQ community. Clearly what they believe in is our money. Statistically, the LGBTQ community travels more and spends more when they travel, and they know this. And they want our money, but they don't want to stand behind us and beside us. Marriott, prove me wrong. Sheraton is a lost cause at this point. How anybody who supports the LGBTQ community could give them their business is beyond me. I believe people can change, management can change, it's a company. Things can get better, but until things get better, until they walk the walk, not just talk the talk, please carefully consider where you stay when you travel. I'm an LGBTQ content creator. I was at the time. I was Mr. Gay Canada at the time. I'm wearing my shirt from when I competed in the Mr. Gay World competition that year. Spoiler alert, I didn't win. But even then, Marriott wouldn't do anything for me. You know, the bare basics. Like when you go to a restaurant, I used this analogy back then, and the meal's terrible. You have terrible service. They comp you the meal, and often the good ones will actually give you like a voucher to come back again because they want to make it right. Marriott couldn't even do the bare basics of PR 101. It became a PR nightmare for them for over 2 weeks. I had stories every day, and a PR win for Hilton, their competitor. And you know, it was over 2 weeks later that Sheraton actually reached out to me. Management reached out to me and apologized and invited me to come to their resort at another time. And I said, what I want is some action. I want to know what you're going to do. Bring in a DEI expert, donate to an LGBTQ charity, have an LGBTQ appreciation event, like something, do something. And again, I got that, well, we're going to work on this internally. Yeah, what they worked on was figuring out a sneakier way to do it. Well, you got caught, Sheraton. It's been over 5 years and you're still doing this to our community. In Puerto Vallarta, of all places. It's nuts. I hope some companies come forward to make it right for this couple. I hope you will carefully consider anytime you see in the news a company like this doing our community dirty, that you don't support them. And you notice who right now in this time is supporting us, who is coming out to Pride, who is donating to our community, who has a rainbow sticker on their door year round, like who is keeping their DEI initiatives. Because it's really easy for a company to say, yeah, we love you. We got to make sure they're not saying, yeah, we love your money. And for an update, if you haven't been keeping up with me, my wedding was set for April 2020. We know what happened in April 2020, so I postponed it 6 months thinking that was going to be more than enough time. Then I postponed it again, I think about a year, and you know, things were still going at that point. You could go, but if you tested positive, you would have to quarantine for a week, so everybody would miss their flights. So we just were like, we're gonna wait until everything's completely back to normal, which I think took like, what, 3 years? And then at that point, it had basically been, in the whole span of things, like a 4-year wedding planning ordeal. We were so over it. We were like, the relationship was starting to deteriorate. So long story short, we never got married and we're not together anymore. Maybe part of it was the stress of dealing with the Sheraton. So that's the update. I'm doing well. I don't have a fiance. This couple deserve to have a great wedding and not be treated like crap. Venues should not be discriminating against any 2 grown adults who want to get married. Point blank, period. It has been a while since I made a video like this. Usually I'm just doing recaps of my trips. Let me know if you want to see more like this, and subscribe if you're new. I'll be back with something soon. Bye.